voices of the disenfranchised. We are the voices of those who are suffering through oppression and capitalism and criminalization also. And today we came out here because it's a very sensitive issue for me that these children, our children, are being harassed by the police daily. They are being beaten and they're being stereotyped and they're being called criminals and they're being slaughtered and they're being under this melting pot of destroying the minorities. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell no.
Another thing I want to say before closing is that I don't believe in immigration. I don't believe in someone being called an immigrant coming to this country, because technically we're all immigrants who inhabit this country. Every last person, we didn't come from America. My lineage doesn't come from America. His lineage doesn't come from America. We are all citizens of this country who have a responsibility to be productive. We have a responsibility to build a nation and to educate and protect our youth. And with that said, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out here to this press release. If any more information you need on the criminalization of people in general, just go to www.poormagazine.org and there will be more on this, because it's an ongoing fight and it's an ongoing struggle, and we don't plan on giving up no time soon. Thank you very much for coming out, and have a good morning.
Now, the final round of voting to restore due legal process for undocumented youth took place on October 27th, which is right now. We're watching it on this TV, so we're waiting for the results too. But we have to turn the show in before we can actually report on the results. So, well, we're sure it's going to pass. But Supervisor Campos' proposed policy seeks to overturn Mayor Newsom's unilaterally implemented current policy where immigrant youth can be turned over to immigration authorities for deportation based solely on accusation of committing a crime, a felony, prior to the youth receiving a fair hearing. Now, these are some facts compiled by Angela Chan, staff attorney of the Asian Law Caucus, and this is some good information, so I'm going to read some of it to you. How exactly does the policy change provide undocumented youth with due process? Well, the policy change that was introduced at the Board of Supervisors in August 2009 and will be voted on by the board in October 2009 recognizes that just like all other residents of San Francisco, immigrant youth have a right to due process. The policy change moves the point of referral from the booking stage to after a youth gets his or her day in juvenile court, is appointed an attorney, and is found by the court to have committed a felony offense. The proposed change will prevent youth who are innocent of charges, youth who are overcharged, and youth who are actually documented from being referred to Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, for deportation. And we asked, what is San Francisco's current policy towards undocumented youth? Well, in an unprecedented reversal of San Francisco policy, in July 2008, perhaps you remember, Mayor Newsom instructed the Juvenile Probation Department to immediately begin reporting youth to ICE for deportation at the moment of their arrest for a felony allegation. Under the new draconian policy, youth receive no hearings, no trial, and no due process regarding their juvenile case. Instead, youth who are merely suspected of being undocumented are taken from their families and sent to detention centers across the country while deportation proceedings are initiated. Under this draconian policy, over 160 youth thus far have been referred to San Francisco, by San Francisco, to ICE. And what happens to a youth when a youth is referred to ICE? Well, once they're detained by ICE, youth are being sent to federal detention facilities throughout the country. far away from their loved ones and often to areas without access to immigration legal services. Notifying ICE at the booking stage will effectively cut off avenues of federal immigration relief for a majority of eligible youth, including asylum, T visas for children who are the victims of trafficking, and U visas for children who are the victims of enumerated crimes. Further, ICE is not obligated to ensure that children have a place to live or have any guardians who can take care of them in the countries they are being deported to. And why should those who are U.S. citizens care about the problems of undocumented youth? If an undocumented youth commits a crime, why shouldn't that youth be deported? Some people ask. San Francisco's current policy destroys families by allowing innocent children to be torn from their families and reported for deportation without the basic right to due process and many times for minor offenses. In addition, under the current policy, youth who are actually documented or U.S. citizens could be erroneously referred to ICE by juvenile probation officers. Lacking the necessary expertise, local officers are too likely to rely on improper factors such as racial or ethnic appearance, perceived or actual national origin, and English language proficiency. This policy undermines San Francisco's commitment to equal treatment of all residents. Will the policy protect those convicted of serious crimes? Some will ask, will this policy protect those convicted of serious crimes? No, probably not. The policy changes protects against overcharging and mischarging of youth. It's happened to me. I know it happens. Because it only allows referral to ICE when youth are found by a court to have committed a felony. In fact, the current policy hurts public safety because it exacerbates fears in immigrant communities that they cannot go to the police for help, and immigrants will be further discouraged from reporting crimes. A system that punishes all undocumented youth with deportation regardless of the offense only serves to perpetuate a stereotype of immigrants and criminality. Turn it around, Gilbert.
Both sides.